Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast. Today, we're diving into a really interesting topic: the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. Now, when we say rich and poor, we're not only talking about money. We're also talking about the way people think, their habits, attitudes, and approach to life.
Exactly. Hi, everyone. This is such an important conversation because most people think wealth is only about money. But that's not true. Two people can have the same income, yet one grows financially and mentally while the other struggles. The difference often lies in mindset, how they see opportunities, challenges, and even failures.
Right. I think mindset shapes everything: how we react to problems, how we plan for the future, and how we use our time. So today, we'll compare the rich mindset and poor mindset in simple ways. We'll look at daily habits, how each group thinks about risk, education, time, and even success itself.
Yes, and I want to make it clear this conversation isn't about judging anyone. It's not about calling people poor or rich as labels. It's about learning how successful and growth-minded people think differently so we can improve our own mindset too.
Art iPod Upaf, Part 1: How each mindset sees opportunity. Let's start with something basic: opportunity. People with a poor mindset often see opportunity as something rare or risky. They might say, I can't do that, or that's not for people like me. They often wait for the perfect time, which honestly never comes.
That's true. On the other hand, people with a rich mindset believe opportunities are everywhere. Even if they don't have the resources right now, they think, how can I make this happen? It's a mindset of curiosity instead of fear.
Yes, and I think that's the biggest difference: curiosity versus fear. One says, I can't afford this. The other says, how can I afford this? That small question changes everything. It opens your brain to problem solving.
I completely agree. When we ask better questions, we find better answers. A poor mindset focuses on limitations. A rich mindset focuses on possibilities.
Part 2: Attitude toward failure. Let's talk about failure. Many people fear failure so much that they don't even try. They see failure as a sign that they're not good enough. But people with a rich mindset see failure as feedback, as a lesson.
Exactly. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every successful person has failed, sometimes even more than others. But the key difference is they don't stop. They learn, adjust, and move forward.
Yes, and think of someone starting a small business. A poor mindset says, what if I lose my money? A rich mindset says, even if I fail, I'll learn something valuable for next time. That attitude helps people grow faster and become more confident.
And I think that's where self-belief plays a role. If you believe you can improve, then mistakes don't scare you. If you believe your situation can't change, you'll stay where you are.
Arte, let's talk about time. Time, that's another huge difference. People with a poor mindset often trade time for money. They think, I'll work more hours, then I'll earn more. But people with a rich mindset think, how can I make my time work for me?
Yes, the rich mindset values time as the most important resource. They focus on productivity, delegation, and creating systems, like investing, learning new skills, or starting something that grows even when they're not working.
Yes, exactly. Let's say someone spends all evening watching TV versus someone who spends that time reading or building a side project. Over time, that difference compounds. The poor mindset focuses on short-term comfort. The rich mindset focuses on long-term growth.
And that doesn't mean you can't rest. People with a rich mindset rest too, but with purpose. They rest to recharge, not to escape.
Part 4: Learning and Self-Education. Now, let's move to something very close to my heart: learning. A poor mindset often stops learning after school or college. They say, I'm done studying. But a rich mindset never stops learning. They keep reading, taking courses, or learning from mentors.
Yes, because they understand knowledge is power. It's not just about getting a degree, it's about personal growth. They see learning as an investment, not an expense.
Right. I've noticed that people with a poor mindset often say, I can't afford to learn that. But rich-minded people say, if I learn this, it might change my future. They think long term, not just about today.
Exactly. The world is changing fast. Technology, business, everything. If we stop learning, we get left behind. So, having a growth mindset is like staying alive in a changing world.
Part 5, how they see money. Okay, let's finally talk about money itself. People with a poor mindset often see money emotionally. They either fear it or they overspend it to feel good. They might say, money is the root of all evil, or rich people are lucky.
Right. But a rich mindset sees money as a tool, something that can create choices, security, and freedom. They don't worship money, but they respect it. They plan, save, invest, and make it grow.
Yes, a poor mindset spends first and saves later if there's anything left. A rich mindset saves and invests first, then spends wisely. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you manage what you have.
And the irony is that even people who earn less can build wealth if they manage money wisely. But without discipline and planning, even a big income disappears quickly.
Absolutely. And one more thing, people with a rich mindset talk openly about money. They learn from others, ask questions, and plan for the future. People with a poor mindset often avoid money discussions or feel uncomfortable about them.
Yes, that's true. If we don't talk about money, we can't grow financially. The key is to develop a healthy relationship with it, not fear it, but understand it.
Art 5, surroundings and influences. Another major difference comes from the people we surround ourselves with. A poor mindset stays in comfort zones, around people who complain or make excuses. A rich mindset spends time with people who inspire them, challenge them, and help them grow.
That's such a big one. We often become like the people we spend the most time with. If everyone around you says, that's impossible, you start believing it. But if people around you say, let's find a way, you start thinking bigger.
Yes, energy is contagious. So if you want to change your mindset, sometimes you need to change your environment too. Books you read, content you watch, and people you talk to.
Exactly. Even listening to podcasts like this can shift your mindset over time. The more positive ideas you feed your mind, the more positive your actions become.
Part 7, short-term versus long-term thinking. Another key difference is short-term versus long-term thinking. A poor mindset often looks for quick results. How can I make money fast? A rich mindset focuses on building slowly but steadily.
Yes, patience is a rich mindset skill. They understand that big success takes time. They're okay with small progress every day because they know consistency wins.
A poor mindset might give up after one failure, but a rich mindset stays consistent. They see time as an ally, not an enemy.
And it's not just about business or money, it's also about health, habits, relationships. People with a growth mindset invest effort in things that will pay off later, like exercising, reading, or building meaningful connections.
Part 8, gratitude and scarcity. Let's also talk about gratitude. A poor mindset often lives in scarcity, always feeling like there's not enough. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough luck.
Yes, a rich mindset lives in abundance. They feel thankful for what they already have, even as they work for more. Gratitude helps them stay positive and creative.
I love that. Gratitude changes how you see the world. When you feel thankful, you attract better energy and make better decisions.
Exactly. Complaining closes doors. Gratitude opens them.
Part 9, action versus excuses. Here's another big one, taking action. A poor mindset waits for the right time. They say, I'll start when I have more money, or I'll try when I'm ready. But the truth is, no one ever feels fully ready.
That's true. People with a rich mindset start anyway. They act first and learn along the way. They know progress comes from doing, not just planning.
Exactly. You can have a great idea, but without action, it's just a dream. Even small daily steps add up to big results over time.
And mistakes are part of that process. It's better to make small mistakes early than to wait forever and regret not starting.
Part 10, happiness and purpose. Finally, let's talk about happiness. A poor mindset often connects happiness to money. When I have more, I'll be happy. But that mindset never ends. There's always a new when.
Yes, a rich mindset focuses on purpose and fulfillment. They see money as a result, not the main goal. They enjoy the process, the learning, and the impact they create.
I love that because at the end of the day, wealth isn't just financial. It's emotional, mental, and even spiritual. A rich life is about balance, not just a bank account.
Exactly. You can have millions and still feel empty, or have less and feel fulfilled. It all depends on what kind of mindset and purpose you build your life around.
Conclusion. So, to sum up, the difference between a rich and poor mindset isn't luck or education or background. It's about perspective, how we see opportunities, time, learning, and challenges.
Right.